Hi friends, kamusta? So welcome back. There are a lot of pathways for you to immigrate and come here to Canada, and one of them is the Provincial Nominee Program or the PNP. Most of the provinces in Canada has this program, and one of them is the New Brunswick. And we will talk about the New Brunswick PNP later on. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Jason Jim and I am making videos about international students, workers, and even residents here in Canada. So don't forget to click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I also suggest to hit the notification bell so that you will be updated every time that I post a video. I recommend to watch until the end of the video as I will tell you why this program is for all applicants, especially for overseas and foreign workers, and even if you are planning to apply for Canada study permit, especially if you are in your 50s. So don't miss that. Okay, so before we proceed to the New Brunswick Provincial Nominee Program, I will just tell you something about New Brunswick. New Brunswick is one of the Atlantic provinces in Canada with 8 cities. And the 8 cities of New Brunswick are Edmundston, Woodstock, Fredericton, which is its capital, St. John, Moncton, Miramichi, Bathurst, and Campbellton. And the main industries of New Brunswick are fishing, manufacturing, mining, and forestry. And do you know that this province is considered as North American leader of forest management? And its population is almost 773,000. It is actually like 2% of the total population of Canada, which is almost 38 million. And lastly, New Brunswick is the third smallest province in Canada with almost 73,000 square kilometers, and roughly it is 0.8% in the total land area of Canada. Okay, so let us now go to the New Brunswick Provincial Nominee Program or the NBPNP. So this program is administered by the Department of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labor, or the PETL. So PETL is an economic immigration program that allows the government of New Brunswick to nominate individuals with the greatest abilities to become economically established in New Brunswick. And there are 3 major streams of this program, which are the skilled worker stream, the express entry stream, and entrepreneurial stream. And in this video, we will be talking about the skilled worker stream. Okay, so what is the New Brunswick skilled worker stream? So this program helps New Brunswick employers recruit foreign nationals and international graduates whose skills are limited supply in the province and who have been unable to fill job vacancies with Canadian citizen or permanent resident. So it means to say that New Brunswick is in need of people and employees for them to have their spots and fill the job vacancies that are available in these provinces. That is the reason why that foreigners and overseas workers are also invited to apply for this application. And also for the international student graduates, they are also encouraged to apply for this stream. So this is for workers with skills, education, and experience to contribute to New Brunswick's economy, and for those who are ready to live and work permanently in New Brunswick. Are you one of them? If you are, let us now talk about the eligibility requirements. Okay, so for the first eligibility requirements for the New Brunswick PNP, specifically for the skilled worker stream, is you intend to reside in New Brunswick. So in this requirement, you need to provide a letter of intent and giving the reason why do you want to stay or settle in New Brunswick. And these are some of the reasons why you want to settle or stay in New Brunswick, as you will indicate in your LOI. So with the letter of intent, the province wants to make sure that once you got your permanent residence, you are going to stay and live in New Brunswick. So if you have employment lined up or you studied in the province, these are big factors that you will reside in New Brunswick, and you can also indicate it in your LOI. Okay, so the second eligibility requirement is you have a genuine job offer. It is considered as genuine job offer if your employment is permanent, full-time, and non-seasonal. Okay, so if you say permanent, there is no predetermined end date in your job offer. And for the full-time, you will be expected to work at least 30 hours per week or 1,560 hours in a year. And lastly, your job offer should not be seasonal. It means to say that your work is all year round. And the best part of this stream is that this doesn't need an LMIA or the Labor Market Impact Assessment. So it means to say that the employer doesn't need to sponsor you for you to apply for this program. Okay, so for the third eligibility requirement, you should be qualified to the position. So in PNP, under the skilled workers stream of the New Brunswick, there are 3 types of skilled workers. The first one is the high skilled workers. So this is under the NOC or the National Occupation Category 0, A, and B. The second one is the semi-skilled workers. The NOC is C. And lastly, the low skilled workers, the NOC is D. So this program is easy to achieve because if you have even NOCD, you are encouraged and you can apply for this program. And I will link in the description box for you to know what NOC classification your job is. Okay, so for the fourth eligibility requirement, you are offered a competitive wage. And in this part, it must be competitive with New Brunswick wage rates for the occupation. And just to mention, the minimum wage rate in New Brunswick is $11.70. So for the fifth eligibility requirement, your employer should be willing to support your application. As your employer provides you a genuine job offer, they should also support your application in filling out some forms and providing documents. And also, I will link in the description box where can you find this form for your reference. And the most important thing is that, as I have mentioned earlier, there is no LMIA required. So it means to say supporting documentation, supporting forms should be provided by your employer, but no need to sponsor you to apply for this program. And the last eligibility is your job is regulated occupations in New Brunswick. So there are jobs and occupations that New Brunswick is specifically offering. I will also link in the description box for you to check if your work experiences are suitable and part of the regulated occupations in New Brunswick. Alright, so those are the eligibility requirements that you need to comply in applying for the New Brunswick PNP under skilled worker stream. So once you've met all of the eligibility requirements, you will be assessed according to the selection factors. But you need to create a profile in INB system or the Immigration of New Brunswick system. So this is the website where you can create your profile. And I will also link in the description box for you to check and for your reference as well. Okay, so as I have mentioned earlier, you will also be assessed according to the selection factors. And I will also indicate the maximum points that you can get in each factor and how to compute or calculate your scores. So the first factor is age. It has a maximum of 10 points and you must be 19 years old to 55 years of age. So as you can see, if you are 19 to 21, you will get 8 points. But if you are 22 to 55 years of age, you will get the maximum points of 10. The second factor is the official languages. So you need to submit a valid test results from a designated testing organization like the IELTS, CELPIP, TEF Canada, or TCF Canada. As you can see in the table, the minimum required CLB is 4, or the Canadian Language Benchmark 4, for all of the 4 language abilities, which are the reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So there are 2 official languages, which are English or French. So take note that the result is valid for 2 years from the date of issuance. So the highest score that you can get is 28 points. So remember, the higher CLB you get, the higher points that you can obtain as well. Okay, so the third factor is education, which has the maximum of 20 points. So the minimum education requirement for this program is at least Canadian secondary diploma, or you are graduated in high school, or a foreign high school diploma equal to the Canadian credential. So for you to know if you have at least a secondary education, you need to get an ECA, or the Educational Credential Assessment. And your ECA is from a designated organization like the CES, the ECAS, WES, the ICAS, the ICES, Medical Council of Canada, and Pharmacy Examining Board of Canada. So you can use any of these organizations for you to get your credentials to be assessed. So as I have mentioned earlier, the maximum points that you can get in education is 20 points. So as you can see here in the table, if you have a doctorate level, master's, you will get 20 points. And if you have 2 or more certificate degrees, you will get 19 points, including the bachelor's degree. If you get 2-year degree, diploma, or certificate, you'll get 18 points. And if you have 1-year degree, diploma, or certificate, you will get 15 points. And if your ECA result indicates as a secondary diploma or high school graduation, you will get 15 points. So the ECA report is really important for you to have this education credential to be assessed. The fourth factor is the work experiences. You will get a maximum of 20 points in this part. For your work experience, it should be full-time, so you should have at least 1,560 hours of work over a period of a year, and at least 30 hours per week. And you can also provide 1 or more employers if you have. Also, your work experience NOC should be related to your job offer in the New Brunswick employer. Your work should also be a paid job. So it means to say that unpaid internship, volunteering, programs of study like co-op don't qualify as work experience. And lastly, for work experience, you can also provide if your job is obtained in Canada or outside Canada. Alright, so this table provides you the number of work experience and how many points you can get. For example, for 5 years, you can get the maximum of 20 points. For 4 years, 16 points. For 3 years, 12 points. For 2 years, you gotta get 8 points. And if you only have 1 year work experience, you will only get 5 points. And in your work experience, you can be awarded for 10 additional points if your intended occupation is in the priority sectors. And the priority sectors are business service centers, education, healthcare, manufacturing, and transportation. Okay, so for the last factor for the New Brunswick PNP under skilled worker stream is adoptability. So in the adoptability section, you will get the maximum of 12 points. You will get points if you have additional connection to the New Brunswick. So for example, employment, education, family, spouse, or common law partner. So as you can see in the table, these are the points and also the additional connection to New Brunswick. You can also browse this information for your reference as well. Okay, so we're now done with the eligibility requirements and the selection factors that will affect your application in this program. So how will you apply in this program? Okay, so this chart is from the official New Brunswick website, and I will also link in the description box for you to get this information as well. So as you can see, the first step is learning about working and living in New Brunswick. So it means to say you need to provide the LOI, or the letter of intent. The second one is secure a genuine and eligible employment with a New Brunswick employer. Again, as I have mentioned, you just need a job offer. No need for LMIA, no need for your employer to sponsor you. They just need to support your application by filling out some forms and providing some documents. The next is choosing an immigration stream. And as we discussed earlier, the immigration stream that you will be choosing is the skilled worker stream. And after that, you need to gather all of your required documents. And after that, you need to register a profile with the New Brunswick INB system. And once you made a profile, wait for an invitation to apply from New Brunswick. And once you received an ITA or the invitation to apply, you need to submit an online application to New Brunswick. And you will receive a decision from New Brunswick as well. So if you are nominated, you can now go and apply for the permanent residency in IRCC. And after that, you will receive a decision from IRCC or the PR visa. So that is the map or the process on how will you apply for the PNP under skilled worker stream. Alright, so aside from the eligibility requirements, selection factors, and the process of this application, I will also share with you the processing fee and also the proof of funds you need for this program. But before that, this New Brunswick PNP is also a good strategy if you are applying for Canada Study Permit. So for the aspiring international students, if you are eyeing for the PNP pathway after your studies and your post-graduation work permit, you can apply for this program. And I will give you the designated learning institutions which offer PGWP in New Brunswick. So you can study in these schools, colleges, and universities for you to get a higher chance of permanent residency approval. Especially, this means that you will add this in the letter of your intent in which you really wanted to stay in New Brunswick. And for more strategies and tips, watch these videos for you to know more and what to expect and what to do in aiming for your permanent residence application. Alright, so how much is the processing fee of the New Brunswick PNP? So you need to pay the PETL amounting to 250 Canadian dollars, which is non-refundable. So this processing fee includes applicant's spouse or common law partner and dependent child or children. And lastly, how much is the proof of funds that you need to prepare? Alright, so the good news about this program, there is no proof of fund required as you will have a job offer in which you will work permanently and full-time, and there is no end date. So it means to say that that money or your salary can be spent in your daily expenses and even with your family. So there is no proof of fund. You just need to have a genuine job offer. Alright, so I really hope that this video helps you, especially if you want to stay in New Brunswick as a worker or even planning to apply for Canada Study Permit in one of the universities and colleges in New Brunswick. So if you like this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I also suggest to hit the notification bell so that you will be updated every time that I post a video. If you have questions, concern, or topic that you want me to discuss, just leave comment down below. Thank you so much again. My name is Jason Jim. See you to my next video. Bye!